The Bold and the Beautiful, June 27th, 2025 episode breakdown. Luna's fury, Brooke's shock, and a dangerous trap unleashed. Friday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivers a storm of chaos, betrayal, and pure emotional combustion. Airing June 27th, 2025, this is not just another dramatic installment, it's a critical turning point in multiple storylines. Every character involved is pushed to their edge, with secrets exposed, traps sprung, and heartbreak crashing into lives that are already hanging by a thread. The episode barrels forward, never stopping to breathe, never offering a reprieve. It's high-stakes storytelling at full throttle, and no one makes it out untouched. At the center of the firestorm is Luna Nozawa, whose discovery shakes the entire foundation of her trust in Will Spencer. Luna had been on edge for days, sensing that something was off, but Friday is the day everything snaps into place. Will Spencer, the man she believed to be on her side, the man she had slowly begun to open herself up to emotionally and physically, isn't who he's pretending to be. Something changes in his energy, a flicker of hesitation, a moment too mechanical, too practiced. That's when Luna knows. Will isn't just playing games, he's playing her. What tips her off completely is the subtle unraveling of his persona. During an intimate moment where Luna presses for deeper commitment, she says the words that should open a lover's heart. If you really want me, then tell me how much. But instead of passion, she gets distance. Will recoils. And Luna, no longer blinded by seduction, rips his shirt open, and what she sees sends her spiraling. Hidden under the fabric, wound tightly around his body, is a wire. A microphone. A betrayal. Everything crashes down. Every touch, every word, every glance now feels like part of a carefully constructed lie. Luna explodes in rage, stumbling back, tears of fury in her eyes. Her voice trembles, not from fear, but from the sheer intensity of feeling used. And then, the gun. She yanks open the desk drawer and pulls out a sleek black pistol, one she had hidden days earlier out of desperation and uncertainty. Now it's in her hand. Now it's pointed straight at Will. Across town, chaos erupts in another setting. Electra Forrester, Steffi Forrester, Dr. John Finn Finnegan, and Deputy Chief Baker are glued to a monitor, watching the scene unfold in real time. They had orchestrated this sting operation, hiding a tiny surveillance device inside a lipstick tube Luna believed was harmless. The plan was simple: get Luna to talk, record everything, and lock her away before she could do more damage. But the scene playing out is anything but simple. It's raw. It's unpredictable. And now it's dangerous. Electra is pale, frozen in horror as Luna kisses Will, whispering promises in his ear. She tries to maintain professional composure, but her stomach churns with nausea. It isn't just that Luna is with the man she secretly desires, it's the raw animal desperation in Luna's voice. If you really want me, that moment rips something open inside Electra, but it doesn't last. As soon as Luna finds the wire and the illusion shatters, everyone in the surveillance room leans forward, breath held. Baker signals his team to move, but it may already be too late. As Luna levels the gun at Will, a dozen things hang in the balance. Will she pull the trigger? Is this real rage or just a bluff? And most importantly, what pushed her to this edge in the first place? The scenes unfold without mercy. Luna is wild-eyed, the gun trembling in her grasp. Will raises his hands, tries to speak, tries to plead, but Luna isn't listening. Her mind is racing, her trust obliterated, her sense of control shattered. Meanwhile, in an entirely different emotional storm, Brooke Logan is spinning. She's just learned the news from Nick Marone news that lands like a sledgehammer to her chest. Taylor Hayes has proposed to Ridge Forrester. And Ridge said yes. For Brooke, this isn't just unexpected. It's unthinkable. All this time, she had convinced herself that Ridge's return to Taylor was temporary. A phase. A mistake. She believed in the strength of her connection with Ridge, their history, their family, their passion. She thought he would drift back, as he always did. After all, Ridge and Brooke have always been fate-bound. Haven't they? But engagement? That's not temporary. That's not a flirtation or a rebound. That's commitment. That's future. That's final. Brooke can't process it. She stares at Nick, her eyes wide, her body frozen. She tries to speak but can't. Her breath is caught somewhere between disbelief and heartbreak. Nick, ever the bearer of brutal truths, just watches her. He didn't want to be the one to break her, but someone had to tell her. Brooke stumbles away, unable to hide her devastation. Her voice is barely a whisper when she says, "He was supposed to come back to me." The weight of her words hangs in the air like smoke. She truly believed Ridge would return. That all of this, the tension, the time apart, was just a detour. But now the road has ended. Ridge has chosen Taylor. In the aftermath of this revelation, Brooke spirals. She replays every conversation, every kiss, every promise Ridge ever made to her. She digs into memories trying to understand where she went wrong, why he left, why Taylor won. Her pride is shattered. Her heart is broken. And she can't hide it. Hope Logan and Katie Logan try to comfort her, but Brooke can't be consoled. Not yet. Not today. The man she saw as her soulmate has given his future to another woman, and the pain is too fresh, too raw. Nick, surprisingly gentle, offers a shoulder. But even he knows there's no salve for this kind of wound. Back at the stakeout, tension boils over. The camera shows Luna screaming, the gun still in her hand. Will is shaking, trying to de-escalate, trying to explain himself. Elektra is about to lose it. Steffi orders Baker to intervene immediately. They can't risk a shot being fired. Not now. Not like this. Luna is too unstable. And if someone dies on their watch, it will haunt them all forever. Baker calls in a tactical unit. They storm toward the building, guns drawn, orders clear, get Will out alive, take Luna down if necessary. It's a chilling directive, but with a loaded gun and emotional instability, there are no guarantees. As the team rushes in, the episode ends in chaos. Sirens wail. Tires screech. Luna hears the rush of boots outside. Her eyes widen. She knows what's coming. She knows the setup. She screams at Will, "You used me." And just as the door bursts open and tactical officers pour in, Luna's finger tightens on the trigger. Cut to black. This episode of The Bold and the Beautiful doesn't just push the story forward, it detonates it. Brooke is shattered, her belief in destiny crushed. Luna is betrayed, armed, and volatile. Will is exposed. Elektra's heart is cracking. Steffi and Finn are caught between justice and disaster. And Ridge? He's nowhere in sight, oblivious to the damage his choices have caused, once again setting the stage for heartbreak on all sides. Friday, June 27th, 2025, may go down as one of the most intense episodes in BNB's recent memory. And with so many pieces now in motion, there's no telling who will fall next, who will rise, or who might not survive the fallout. One thing is certain. The Bold and the Beautiful just got bolder and far more dangerous. Everything seemed perfect for a minute. The Bold and the Beautiful was teeing up a fairy tale moment. Taylor Hayes, beaming with joy, finally heard the words she had waited decades to hear. Ridge Forrester didn't just say he wanted to be with her. He said he wanted to be her husband. He took that infamous recycled engagement ring and slid it back onto her finger like it had never left. To Taylor, It was magic. It was destiny finally falling into place. But behind the glowing smile and sparkling diamond, a darker truth was brewing. A truth everyone else could see but Taylor refused to face. Nick Marone, always a complicated observer in the Forrester Lane Hayes saga, sat in the shadows witnessing this supposed fairy tale unfold. Ridge and Taylor were sappy, sweet, nauseating to some, and completely immersed in their moment. "Taylor makes everything better," Ridge said with a straight face. "That ring should have always been on her hand." Nick was practically gagging, his eyes wide as Ridge poured out Hallmark-level fluff. But inside, he was thrilled. Not because he was rooting for Taylor and Ridge, but because it meant Brooke Logan, his Brooke, was finally going to realize that Ridge wasn't her destiny after all. But nothing in this town stays sweet for long. The very next breath hinted at disaster. Brooke Logan was still caught in her fantasy, still believing that Ridge would find his way back to her, because he always did. She sat with Katie Logan, rambling about how Ridge and Taylor's so-called relationship was a product of obligation. That Ridge didn't really want to be with Taylor. That he was just trying to do the right thing. But in Brooke's heart, she knew he'd come back. He always did. He always would. Katie, bless her heart, finally broke. She couldn't listen anymore. She hit Brooke with the cold truth. Ridge has married Taylor. Multiple times. They have children together. That's not obligation. That's history. Brooke shook her head, stubborn, deluded. She clung to the narrative she'd spun for herself for years, that she and Ridge were soulmates, meant to be magnetic, unbreakable. But Katie made it clear, this wasn't some blip. This wasn't a hiccup. Ridge chose Taylor. Again. Brooke still didn't listen. Not when Nick came to her, almost gleeful in his delivery. He told her what he heard. Taylor proposed. Ridge accepted. Brooke barely breathed. Then Ridge himself confirmed it. That was the emotional slap in the face. The moment Brooke could no longer hide behind hope. Ridge was getting married to Taylor. He said the words. She heard them. It was real. Brooke's world crumbled. All the years she waited, all the moments she imagined their future, all the destiny nonsense, gone. And maybe, just maybe, Nick saw his chance. With Ridge finally out of the picture, Nick moved in closer. Jack Wagner, returning to the role with a knowing grin and a few cryptic interviews, made it clear that Nick's not just back to observe, he's back to win. Brooke, in his eyes, deserves better. And he intends to be that better. But the hypocrisy drips thick. Ridge, after bouncing from Brooke to Taylor like a human ping-pong ball, has the audacity to be offended at the idea of Brooke moving on with Nick. Even after months of silence. Even after his sudden commitment to Taylor. Ridge, who couldn't stay single for more than 5 minutes, thinks he has the right to police Brooke's heart. He tells her to stay away from Nick. He warns her. He judges her. It's galling, but classic Ridge. So while Taylor walks on air, dreaming of her wedding day, Ridge is already showing signs of doubt. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's habit. Or maybe it's the upcoming trip to Italy, where things are about to blow wide open. Yes, Italy. Capri. A stunning escape. But also the location of the final twist in the tale. Brad Bell, in interviews quietly released in Italian magazines, dropped the bomb. During the Italian shoot, something dramatic happens. Something that makes Ridge realize, beyond any doubt, that Brooke is still the woman he can't live without. A near-death experience? Maybe. A moment of clarity? Possibly. Either way, it's there, in the sun-drenched chaos of the Mediterranean, that Ridge has a change of heart. Again. A leaked photo from set shows Ridge either falling into or diving into the water. A rescue scene? An emergency? Perhaps Brooke is in danger, and Ridge, in a flash of panic, sees his entire life flash before his eyes. All roads lead back to her. Back to destiny. Back to Brooke. And suddenly, the ring on Taylor's finger starts to feel a little too tight. But here's the kicker, Taylor's not even in Italy. She's thousands of miles away, planning a wedding to a man whose heart is sailing toward another woman. Again. When Ridge returns to LA, he carries more than jet lag. He carries clarity. And he doesn't know what to do with it. He made a promise. He gave his word. He told Taylor he'd marry her. He told Steffi he'd be stable. But how does a man honor a promise he no longer believes in? We've been here before. Remember the last time Ridge and Taylor were on the verge of saying, "I do"? Thomas Forrester faked a CPS call using a voice-changing app, tricked Ridge into thinking Brooke betrayed him, and Ridge ran straight to Taylor. Only at the altar did the truth come out. The wedding collapsed. Taylor was humiliated. Ridge ran. Again. Now, history prepares to repeat itself. This time, Ridge isn't being manipulated. This time, it's his own heart turning against his better judgment. He wants to be the man who keeps promises. He wants to marry Taylor and do the right thing. But the moment he sees Brooke, really sees her, he knows. She's still the one. And what about Taylor? What happens when she realizes she's about to be left at the altar again? This isn't just heartbreak. This is humiliation on a global scale. After all, the ring wasn't even new, it was recycled. That detail, once charming, now becomes a symbol of something far worse. She was always second choice. Always the one Ridge settled for, never the one he chose with clarity and conviction. The emotional fallout will be massive, but maybe, just maybe, Taylor doesn't crumble this time. Maybe she channels the pain into fury. Maybe she walks out before Ridge can deliver the final blow. Maybe she beats him to it. After all, how many times can one woman be pushed aside before she decides she's done? In a perfect twist of karmic justice, maybe Taylor gets her revenge. Not with bitterness, but with power. She walks away. She heals. She rises. And Ridge? He's left to squirm under Steffi's judgment, under the glare of 1,000 I told you so's, under the weight of knowing he destroyed a woman for a love he can't even define anymore. As for Brooke and Nick, well, they might have their moment. For now, Brooke will tell herself she deserves better. That Nick treats her right. That they could be happy. But if Ridge comes knocking again, soaking wet from an Italian revelation and ready to swear eternal love, will Brooke resist? History says no. But maybe this time, just maybe, she'll surprise us. Still, don't hold your breath. In the end, if Brad Bell's spoilers prove true, Ridge will once again choose Brooke. Taylor will once again be tossed aside. And Nick will once again be left out in the cold. And this entire whirlwind, this entire carousel of recycled rings and empty promises will spin again, until someone decides to jump off. And if anyone deserves to swing a baseball bat through a luxury car, Carrie Underwood style, it's Taylor Hayes. Because if you've been left at the altar twice by the same man who keeps using the same damn ring, you've earned the right to break a few headlights. Maybe even cue up that revenge anthem and smash your way to emotional clarity. Burn the ring. Slash the tires. Say goodbye. Or maybe, just maybe, Taylor finally books that one-way flight out of LA. And this time, she doesn't come back. One ring. One man. 2 women. And a cycle that refuses to end until someone finally says enough. And from what we've seen, it won't be Ridge.